Welcome to the Creative Revolution Show, where we talk about music, art, the lives of creative people, and throw in some information about plant based nutrition. My name is Ron.
My name is Shireen. Thanks for joining us for season 2, episode 1. Our mission is to inspire you to be creative in your own life. Our guest on this episode is a local creative revolutionary. Please welcome Jim Milligan.
All right, there he is.
Yay!
Jimmy baby.
What's going on?
Yeah, well, it's finally come to fruition. It's 2024
You're
and
using big words.
yeah, we haven't done a podcast show recording in like almost a year.
Yeah.
So you're the first of this year, and we're going to kick this off with some exciting developments in the year. We'll like maybe do a little review of what we've all done together, and later we'll have the segment of the show where we talk about the plant-based food and stuff like that. But for right now, this portion of our broadcast is going to be about Jim Milligan. So, welcome to the show again, and our viewers, our fans and followers want to know, who is Jim Milligan?
Well, first of all, I'm very gracious and I want to thank Shireen and Ron for allowing me to talk about myself. I am a inspiring musician and artist and teacher. And then I've lived in Atascadero in the San Luis area since 1988 and married my wife in 90. And we've both have been in the community working and participating in these positive ways. So we love art and music, and I ran into Ron and Shireen when I finished my last job, which was at Grocery Outlet. And so he's a musician and she's an artist and a musician and those kinds of things. Plus we like wine, and those kinds of things led to us getting together. And so here we are.
And we found out we're neighbors. We're not like right in the
it's fantastic.
Super close, which is great.
It's really nice that this is close knit and people are really
let's just get on with what we came here to do. So Shireen, gonna take it from here?
Yeah, Jim, I know that our viewers would love to know a little bit about your history, where you would come from and some kind of significant experiences that showcase who you are.
Yeah, I was born in New Jersey, and my mother and father had a place there in Haddonfield, and the house is still standing. Nice little neighborhood there. But Dad he was in the Navy, and he really liked California best of all. So he was a Rhode Island. Mom was from Newfoundland, Canada, and they met on a blind date. It's great. It's a good story, but we don't have time for it. But what's really neat is they lived in Northridge, California, where I, the San Fernando Valley, LA suburb, and it was happening in the 60s and 70s to be in that area for art and music and what was up and coming for many rockers like ourselves. And it's
well, what about before that? Didn't you like start on the piano like 9-11 years old, something like that?
My parents were big into music. Both could play the piano, and we had a piano there, and they thought, oh, let's get the kids going. My older brother Lee didn't want to, but he was offered it. He just got out of it quick. I did it for 3 years, and I got out of it because the guy just wanted to play Bach and I wanted to play Beatles. So, but knowing, so then in junior high, I picked up the trombone and played the bass clef for a while and enjoyed that. But I always liked guitar, and I got a Blue Chip Stamps high-low guitar and amp.
I've heard about the high-low amps.
The high-low amp that you looked at was a great amp. This one was a Japanese model that was just called high-low, and they stole the name. And it was a 335 copy that wouldn't stay in tune. Needless to say, I think my brother tried to fix that guitar. It's gone. But
And I
yeah,
bet, and I
Fix
bet
it.
once you got the guitar and a high-low amp, you were probably like daydreaming about being in a rock band and
well,
stuff.
yeah, who wasn't? You know, that's when the Animals and the Doors and all the LA bands and stuff were starting to put together stuff. Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young, and
Well, what
you know,
about approximately what year was that then?
that's 68, 70.
When you first got the amps and the
Right in there, yeah,
electric
because we
guitar?
all had our
Okay.
transistors when in
Yeah.
the mid '60s, listening to the Stones and Ruby Tuesday, and
Yeah.
John, so let's see. Then you did some sports and stuff in high school too.
oh, that's
You
the
weren't just
thing. It's
live.
like
You
you're
weren't
into
just
sports,
do it.
basketball and track and baseball. And I got to junior college and was on the team, but I didn't want to play second string, so that was the end of sports. So then I took over socially. It was girls and anything that had to do with rock and roll and parties and that kind of stuff. We saw Elton John, we saw Robin Trower, a couple different bands like the Stones and Prince, and just it was just I was also into jazz, and I had a buddy who we went to see Chick Corea, who was fantastic, and I saw not Lee Ritenour, I saw Larry Coryell and his protege play the Santa Monica Civic. And you were saying, Rhonda.
Great venue.
Yeah, go ahead.
Great venue.
Yeah, great venue, Palace, and down at the
Mhm.
Gazzaris on the Strip there, and the Whiskey a Go Go. There was quite a bit of stuff going on back then. And I practiced with a band called Tyrion. My brother
Tyrion. All right.
formed it. Tyrion, and the drummer was real good. Since passed away on overdose. But it was hard back then because people were really, for our band, it was like, I don't know if anybody we ever played straight.
You strike me as like you were like a 4.2 grade point average student in high school, and then you just went on to like major university and stuff. So what happened during that transition out of high school or
When I
before
did
you?
Well,
What
when
happened?
I did junior college because it was cheaper. I went to Winnecatech and Pierce College, and then I got a degree in a degree, and it was transition to a political science and/or history for UCLA. And
Cool.
that's what
Did you have like jobs during all this time too? Did you
yeah,
get
I did keep a job at May Company, and worked at the Plank House, and a couple different restaurants. But that was just in the summer. Most of the time, I did have a job. When I was at UCSB too, I did some work too because you got to have party money. But uh, the school thing didn't really meld in, and it's okay because I did get my degree eventually, but it was a long time coming, and UCSB just about took me down as far as
So while you were in college, I mean, were you still forming bands, or were you just kind of
no, I was watching all these great bands play,
oh,
and going, God, they're good.
sidelining, huh?
I think I'm just gonna kind of like, and then I got on a couple of guitars when I was out of high when I dropped out, I got a couple pretty good guitars. So and so that was my start, and I had a pretty good amplifier. So the band stuff didn't happen until I got out of college, kind of dropped out, and then that's when we started really going at it. And fortunately, I bailed out in 1988, and I went north. I went into Monterey County, and before I met my wife, I had a parquet job up there, and I had my amps and stuff up there. I had my guitars, and we'd play a little bit, but yeah, it was just kind of getting away from LA, and I've been away from LA for a long time there.
All right. So we talked a little bit about when you were in LA and there was the popular bands of the time, you said Animals and the Doors and stuff like that. So we're just about transitioning into the time you left LA. In about what year was that? Did you move? Oh, you went to Monterey.
Yeah,
At about what year?
I'd say 87, 88.
Okay. So, and then Monterey, what happened there and then
We
where'd you
stayed in
go?
Monterey County, and then they drained the dam. We had a drought, and Lake San Antonio was my post, even though I'd worked all over the place.
Post? What does that mean?
My
Post.
As a park aide.
the barracks, and I lived for free. I had free room and board at Lake San Antonio, and I was a park aide, so I did carpentry work, and
Oh, I
also
see. Yeah.
I drove the trash truck. I could drive trucks when I worked for the county. I had quite a few different jobs before I went up north, but yeah, the lake was good, and eventually I met my wife, and we met in a hospital. Both our parents, her dad and my dad, were in intensive care together up in this Northridge Hospital, and so that's where we met, and we kind of said, something's going on here. And then when she came up in March that year, it was snowing actually. I proposed to her.
If you were to describe where on the map is Atascadero, because people tune into this show from all over the world, so if you were to tell them where Atascadero is, what would be the easiest way to describe where it is?
Central coast of California. Right smack in the Central Coast. It's the Salinas, and
well, we're halfway between San Francisco and Los
Right.
Angeles.
Yeah,
and
about
you're only
halfway.
about what, 15, 20 miles from the ocean, right?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
close.
Cool. So that's Atascadero. By the way, we all live in Atascadero now.
Yeah.
At least those of three of us on the screen here. Oh, we're going to take a little break here. There's some footage from your studio and
Cool.
maybe some still photos and stuff like that. We're going to put in on the screen. And we'll take a little commercial break. And then when we come back, we'll talk about how we met.
All right. Sounds great.
Sound good? Yep. He's got the peace sign on the door. Look at that.
Got the music studio over here if you want to take a photo. We'll be in here later on another day. These guys are always keeping a tune going, my guys from Chile. But, yeah. Ooh.
Yep. Yep, not a through street, and it's not a dead end either. Jim's parking only. So what's your official name? Are you Jimmy Jam? What's your name? Your stage
Jim
name?
Milligan,
Oh,
just
I mean,
the Jim L.
don't you
Milligan
have
kind
like
of
a-
guy. I
don't
don't
you
have
have
a
an-
nickname. They call me
You don't have an axe to grind
Mill-
nickname? You need a rock star
Jimmy.
name.
Jimmy's my real name, Jimi Hendrix. No, Jimmy's over here.
Oh, there's a Jim there.
I do a little Jimi
got that,
Hendrix
Jim?
artwork.
You got
This
that,
is
Jim?
this is a poster. Then I started adding some stuff to it. It's so funny because this got ripped. It's an old painting. We'll put paintings out later for the stuff.
Look at this. What's this thing here?
Check out my new tie. Is that fucking perfect? Gold,
Perfect for
purple,
what? Oh, yeah, it kinda
everything.
looks good with the guitar.
It's good with everything, dude. Color.
There's Jimmy Dreamin'.
This is Keith Hansen's band, Sword Swinger, and I kept it. He did it in 1980. I kept that. He's an artist. I wish I knew he was still around.
Well, we're gonna look at some of the stuff you did
Yeah.
later, right?
Yeah. I got a whole bunch of my
Look
stuff.
at this, man. It's got an auto harp. You actually.
I'm gonna actually
You
turn
know how
that
to
into
play
a
it?
regular harp. I don't like the auto part. I took it off. I'm gonna restring it.
And there's the
Enough about me.
There's the magic amp. I don't even know
I
what
was
that.
gonna bring this
What
guitar
is that
today,
thing?
should I?
What is that,
this-
anyways?
Can I bring this guitar today?
What is that?
Oh, this is an Ampeg, a VT22. It's 120 watts per channel. Oh, and Yoda, he's hiding a little 12-string Samick, and this is a great guitar. It really is. For 12 strings are hard to play. And it's not so much they hard; they don't stay in tune often if you don't know how to hit them right. And it's better to pluck them with something light. And if only you folks could see how cool this is. I don't love you and you don't love me. And here we are making love in the deep blue sea. I gotta do what you think I do. I still love you. turns out we stuck it out all of this time, and I love everything, almost everything we do. Yeah, baby, who knew? If you don't love me, but here we are making love in the deep blue sea. Now you and me. Eventually.
Wow, Jim, what a cool studio. Total playground, right?
It is.
So you kind of started mentioning about Kelly, your wife's and your horse. What other kinds of things do you like to do in your creative revolutionary world?
Well, we're animal lovers. We also including birds. We love birds. We bird watch generally every day, and we have feeders going, hummingbird feeders, black seed, and also Niger seed feeds the yellow golden finch. And also, we've always had goats. We had Hans, Franz, and Heidi. Those since passed, but they were great goats. We had a beautiful horse that had passed away, but we had her since she was a baby, and that's Kelly. And then we've had a couple of a great dog, Patch. He was a border collie. And we've also had Button and Binky, but now we have Lucy's our cat, and she's adopted us. And then we have Whitney and Mary on the pasture, and they've just been super. They're the best weed whackers you ever seen.
The goats.
Really pay for themselves. So they're getting spoiled to get hay now, and now they're looking at real green grass. But a lot of things people don't know about goats is they can't just eat green grass all the time. They have to have some dry stuff too.
Let's talk about how we all met. Now,
Okay.
I know that my first impression was seeing Jim in the market, and I think we both had like hats like this at the same time too. I don't really know what it was, but your energy was incredible there. So I know that that's where we met, and we talked with guitars and stuff like that, and said, hey, we ought to get together and play a little bit sometime. Well, we did, but that was the beginning of it. We were talking a lot, but we never actually saw each other outside of that store. So all that stuff was going on. Then I remember we started the club Axe to Grind.
Oh, Axe to Grind, yeah.
Okay, we started that, so it wasn't a band; it was more like a club. We've talked about it before on the show, and Axe to Grind is one of our sponsors, by the way.
It's
But anyways,
music.
so Jim, you were invited as a guest once in one of the meetings, and you came and you played, and your energy was just like over the top. We were just like having a blast watching you like bounce off the walls and playing slide guitar and stuff like that. And we had a really great time. And then all of a sudden you
I didn't come back.
You didn't come around for a little while. We were like going, oh, I
hope he's okay.
I hope he's okay. I hope he liked it, because we missed you while you were gone. But then you came back stronger than ever. And
then we had the summer park performance.
Yep, we played some blues together and stuff like that. I think we did some old 60s song, didn't we?
Yeah.
Beautiful Day. What was
we did a 1968 version of It's a Beautiful Day. Yeah, that was good. Whitebird.
Whitebird.
Yeah.
Love that song. I really want to
really
get Shireen on the flute.
And again, and
you know what else I'm really grateful for, Jim, is like you would just pop over to the house here with a bag of pomegranates. That inspired my perfect pomegranate meditation, by the way.
Oh, good.
And I'll send you a link to that later. But yes, and then you showed up at my birthday with hand-cut floral arrangement from your property. Very beautiful. Thanks. So creative.
Yeah, thanks.
Do you have anything you want to share about this interesting background that you have going here?
Yeah.
Did you paint that? Is that a painting? Is that some of your work?
Yeah, that paint that is one of my it's a canvas that is oil which I don't usually do oils. I usually watercolor, but I decided to play oils, and it's it's only 8.5 by 11.
Inches?
It's an 8.5 by 11 sheet of canvas. So it started off, and it has all kinds of stuff going on. And I think there's somebody's looking in there. There's a couple eyes in there and different things. And
Right. Is there anything else you'd like to share with our viewers? Like, how can people get in touch with you? You can always defer to have them reach out to us first, but or anything else you want to share while we're getting to the end of our interview here?
yeah, you can get in touch with me on my Facebook. Jim Milligan's got a page on there, and it's open to the public. That's I look at it, periodically. I'm not a huge Facebook fan, but that's how I would say. And then if they need to go farther, they could probably talk to you.
Okay. So, Jim, as we're coming close to the end of our first interview together, this has been wonderful. And I think our viewers will feel the same way. But I bet you, just like us, they want to know your perspective on this question, your answer. What is the meaning of life?
The meaning of life is living, dreaming, and freedom to do that wherever you are in the world.
Beautiful.
Thumbs up. 2 thumbs up, Jim.
Yeah,
He said
right
it.
on.
All right. Thank you very much. 2024, this is the first episode of the season. And Jim, thank you very much for being in our lives.
It's my pleasure.
And
And
being
thank
on
you.
the show
I'm
today.
very, very honored that you guys thought of me.
I think this would be a good time. Let's just see if we can get capture a little bit of your playing on camera for the show. Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Hey, that was great. Jim was a wonderful guest. I hope you appreciate that as much as we do. So we've got a lot going on, as always, in late 2023 and into 2024 already. So Ron, kick it off. What's been happening here?
Yeah, we did a long trip across the country last year too, and we're glad to be back. While we were out there, we did a few things and did some concerts across the United States. But now it's 2024. So we're continuing with Axe to Grind. If you recall, Axe to Grind, it's not a band, it's a club where we get together, usually at our place here, but it can be other places. And we just make music and socialize and stuff like that, but without the intention of going out and doing performances. It's a club, it's not a band. So we got that. And then also the new ensemble workshop is once a month. We gather with our current students, and they get a chance to meet other students and play some similar songs, the same songs together and stuff like that. Kind of a jam session, I guess, but it's an opportunity for our students to play with other people. So we got that going on. And then living room concert series. Shireen, what's happening?
Living room concert series. Well, like Ron said, we did a lot of concerts on the road last summer, so that was good. We played for everything from like a couple of people in their little tiny Arizona room in Mesa, Arizona, to, oh gosh, there were probably 35 or 40 people in August in Sterling Heights, right?
Yeah,
That
we
was
did.
good.
We did a concert in Colorado as well.
Yeah, and there were probably about 25 or 30 people there. It was really, really nice. We even filmed a little bit of one inside our Macro Mini Winnie. That footage is at large right now. So
Yeah, it's still on the cutting room floor.
That's
Still
right.
being edited. I mean, it's going to be pretty natural
together.
and rough sounding, but still, we guys still have to get it ready
Yeah.
for the channel and stuff.
Yeah.
And we're doing a collaboration. We're continuing to do that. You sometimes find these videos where we do across the internet with musicians from LA and different parts of the area, or shall we say across the country, whenever it's possible. So we're doing that.
Yeah, with our friend Paul Shelley, who, as you might find in our playlist, we interviewed him last year. And so you can see a little bit about Paul in that episode. And then eventually you'll get to see the video recording of the song that we're going to do. It'll be a surprise.
Yeah, it'll be 3 people this time. That's
Yeah,
cool.
Very fun.
So
Ron,
there's
what's
that.
going on with your other stuff?
Oh yeah, a lot of those videos, they appear on my YouTube channel, which is Guitar Coach, Ron Hagedorn Guitar Coach. There's some live footage, there's some like recorded footage, studio type stuff, and then some tips and tricks for students that want to, up their skill level. Guitar, ukulele. Sometimes it's about recording. Some educational stuff. So there's that. And then I am a board certified music therapist in private practice here. I do some sessions virtually, but mostly it's in person in the area that I'm at here. So that's going well and building that business up as well. So we'll put the website information if you want to know more about that, how to contact me or just ask questions or whatever. So we got that too.
Where are you putting up those cute little short videos on Facebook? Which Facebook page?
What videos?
The little shorts you do with your ukulele and other stuff. You put up like short minute-long videos.
Yeah, they go on the guitar channel or they go on my Facebook page.
Really fun.
The music therapy. I have a music therapy business Facebook page, Ron Hagedorn Music Therapy, and Instagram, Ron Hagedorn Music Therapy, and ronhagedornmusictherapy.com. It's all, there's a variety of different places where that information goes, those videos, shorts. So that brings us to the segment of the show. So, what's cooking in the VaVa Vegan Kitchen?
That's right, food. Let's talk about food. Well, there's always something going on in the kitchen pretty much at least every day because I do a lot of cooking. So recently I put up an official website. So vavavegan.net is official. It's all sweetened up. I've got links to, really brief information about what I'm doing, what we're doing together, and some food photos, some pretty food photos. So yum, yum, yum. And then I would say probably recently the biggest thing I've done is a massive Thanksgiving feast where I made my own seitan roulade, right? So it's like I make the stuffing and then I make the seitan dough and then I roll it all up and manipulate it and get bricks on top of it and stuff, and then I bake it. Yummy, yummy stuff. I think there'll be a photo of that. Also, so I just mentioned my website. Also, you can get to my blog from the website and read about things I'm cooking there, or just really brief things like my perfect pomegranate meditation. And that blog is also on Substack. So you go to Substack, vavavegan.substack.com. And there's pretty pictures and narrative there too. And then lastly, we regularly do cooking classes here in our kitchen and dining room. So we can accommodate 1 to 4 people, not a lot, but it's super duper fun. And I really recommend that if you're either dabbling or ready to dive in full on with vegan cooking, plant-based cooking at home, that you register for a class or call me, email me, use the contact form to get in touch with me to schedule one of these classes if there's not one on the calendar already that you can attend. Well worth the money and your time. You will go home with tips and tricks and tools and recipes. You will be well informed, and you'll also have some follow-up time with me for the fee that you pay to do that. So really fun stuff. We have a great time cooking in our kitchen and serving food and chowing down together. So that's about it for what's going on here. Anything else we want to say? Well, we're planning another trip. So I'm sure there'll be some more music coming up for folks around the country that we get to see. Are you waiting for me to say something? There's nothing else on my list, my official.
There isn't anything else on my list either. I think we've covered everything until the next episode. We talked about who we're going to have on. We don't know. There's a couple possibilities, but
possibilities. Yeah.
we got some preparation to do to get in order for that. But this one has been fun. Episode 1, season 2, Creative Revolution Show.
Keep it rolling, people.
Yeah,
Get
let's
inspired.
keep the party rolling. All right, until next time, happy trails.
Yeah, we're still making stuff up.